Well, they say that third time lucky is the way, and I've already tried to shoot the show twice already today, but I hope I'll get it right this time. Um, what we're looking at today is the subject of dyslexia, and I am going to demonstrate one particular solution to that. For those of you who don't know what dyslexia is, it's in essence word blindness, or the inability to spell correctly. This is a very brief and not totally full description of what dyslexia can do, but it is the problem of actually seeing the writing and actually forming the letters and confusing letters like B and D and Q and P, and with reversals and all sorts of issues like that. So assistive technology can really help, and there are many, many tools. And what I'm going to show you is just one of them. Maybe in future shows we'll come back and look at many more. But certainly this is a very worthwhile tool to use. It's called App Writer, and I want to demonstrate it to you now. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share the entire screen, and I'm going to go into my website. Hopefully down here somewhere. Let's see where we can go. 1 second. There we go. So here's my website. And what I'm looking at particularly today is one particular issue. First of all, though, I'll just explain that on my website, aas123.com, you can catch up with 3 of my media shows. Since lockdown began, I felt it important to try and reach out to people who were not tech confident. And so I started a session called Tech Savvy, which runs every Friday at 11 o'clock on Facebook. Also, you can find it on YouTube as well. The second show is the one you're watching right now here, and that is the AT show. And then the second show after that, or third show, is the Smiles podcast. So with all of these, we've got the ability to share information. The Smiles podcast is 5 minutes of assistive technology in a podcast format and takes place every Thursday without fail. And there's about 35 episodes we're up to on that. And the At Show is on the 4th show. So let's get to work. Google has lots of extensions that you can call upon. Let me click on here and you'll see them here. We've got wonderful things like testing the accessibility of your website. And these are little plugins that can fit into Google Chrome. Down here we have App Writer. There is the App Writer Cloud, which we're looking at tonight. And then further down, such things that might be useful to somebody with dyslexia. Certainly, I would find Grammarly very useful, and Ginger Spelling, which is also a very useful one. Also Hyperbird, which has a lot of other features that will help the visually impaired as well. So, and a new kid on the block, which is LightKey, which is a predictive typer that predicts ahead rather than a drop-down menu. Of course, all of that we'll see in a minute. So going back to my website, and one of the issues that we find is that it's sometimes difficult to write into a contact list and spell correctly. So many online forms that you have to fill in. So I'm just going to click on Contact Us, and that will bring up the page that I want us to look at. Here we are. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to call up the app for App Writer. Here it is. Yes, and I have to log in. So give me a second while I do that. It's obviously logged out while I've been having my tea. So I'll call it back in and then it will come to life. Let's hope I've got the right password. No, I've not got the right password. There we go. Let's try that one. Incorrect username. Okay, let's go back and try Google. When all else fails, Google works, doesn't it? So now pulling up the right Google address for this. So I'll use the same logon that I was just using a minute ago, and hey voila, hey presto, there it is. You know, it's sometimes difficult to remember all these things. So here's a little video that's with it. I won't play that now, but that's what you can see to learn out how to use this. And so there is wonderful tools here. We'll just touch on one or two. We're not going to go through all of them. So the first one is the word prediction. Word prediction is of value to a dyslexic person as it helps them to find the right words to say. And it gets better and better with each year. And certainly there are lots of good tools out there like Clara Speak Plus and Lightwriter that can do this. Watch what happens when I start to type. Usually by the second or third letter will appear the word. And of course it says it, which is equally good. So now I'm going to finish off. It's not so good on my last name, but hey what? Let's see if I can find it. So by the third letter, okay, I've got 5 options to go through on this drop-down window. And I've got piling, but have I got pilling? That is the interesting question. Okay, I'm going to give it another L. Let's see how it copes with that. So I'm looking again for the right word. It might not find it because it's a proper noun, and proper nouns are more difficult, and it hasn't. So I'm going to finish that off. Also, emails. It doesn't particularly like emails, so we're not going to worry about that so much. That's my email address if anybody's interested. You can write to me. And you can contact me through this sheet as well without having to write my emails. Websites, that does come up. And my website's pretty easy to remember, aas123.com.
As 123.com.
But the main thing is the message. So this is, I'm going to say this. So here we go. We might want to scroll through. We might just want to take a hit from that and capitalize it later if necessary. This is a great. So let's have a look. There it is at the top of the list.
Great.
Usually someone with dyslexia, as I've found, can usually find the word when they can see it in a list. It works quicker than their sound loops. So it's very helpful to have that message in there. This is a great tool. Let's have a look. Tool. Yes, that's down there as well. Great tool. This is a great tool. And it reads back to you, which is even better. So that's the word prediction side with text to speech. So the whole thing begins to work together. What about reading text back? And that is enabled by using the snipping tool that's built in here. So let's call it up. There it is, the snipping tool. And I can snip parts of the text here. And let's see how it copes. Captures the image. Processes
this image
it.
issued by Downing Street on Sunday, May 10th, 2020, shows Britain's Prime Minister Boris Johnson's new Stay Alert slogan to tackle.
There we go. And it will play it back. And here's a toolbar that sort of works with that as well. So that's that. But how will it cope with pictures? Now, pictures don't have text, they are pictures. And even though there's text showing, will it actually read back that text? Let's try again. And try the snipping tool. Now I'm going to take it onto the picture. Let's have a look at that.
Stay alert, control the virus, save lives.
Wow, it reads even pictures. That's fabulous. How about pictures with a background? Is it going to cope with that? So again, I press the snipping tool and highlight that section. It's now going to read back to us.
Accessibility solutions changing lives one person at a time with assistive technology.
Wonderful. That's a really helpful one too. And the fun doesn't stop there. We can actually go and look for a PDF that it can either use or fill in and add extra text. So I'm going to find a PDF down here, and let's have a look. Yeah, just looking for one. Let's click again. Right, let's go school support. And just down it says PDF accessibility solutions. I'm going to click on that. And here it is. And just in the corner there, there is a PDF icon. So I can click on that, and it's still App Writer. And what we'll do is open up this page as long as I log in. I'm logging in with a different login at this point, just to see how that works. And here is my document. Now, what can it do? Well, for instance, if I put in here my strap phase, I'm going to do that by start writing. And my strap line is this. Let's have a look. Just bring it back over a bit. Oh. Right. Changing lives. Notice that it's actually picking up the words as well in the drop-down menu. Changing
lives.
One
A
person.
period.
And that comes as number one at a time. Now, this may be not very well put, but yes, there we are. I can put it there. Change a letter if it's not quite right. And I can put a hyphen in.
Changing lives.
The simple word processor idea. So that's now in the area there. So I can save that. That becomes a save icon. And it's now transforming that text. And I can now download it, add it to my desktop. So this is version 2. And what should happen is that I can open it up here, and you will be able to see that I have now saved with my text added. Now, there it is. Can you see how useful that could be on PDF documents, and certainly for exam papers, for revision papers, for doing all sorts of different study things. So strongly recommend that you have a look at App Writer. Just one final thing before we finish. I'm going to call it up again, and let me see what we can do this time. There's speech to text, so let's do a search for something. I'm going to just write into this area if I can. Okay, does this write or not? Perhaps not. Okay, again. As you can see, I've not practiced this at all. So I'm going to go and sign into Google. Maybe not. Let's stop there. Okay, one final try at something. Let's have a look at the accounts and statistics, which is one of the things the device can do. And here it goes. So I've got a profile with statistics, and it can analyze. These are the settings. Configure. I can find out what mistakes I make. How many times I've used certain combinations of letters. I might choose the text analysis system, reporting any errors. and seeing if anything has come up through what I've been doing. So I can drop down here. Okay, these are all different things that I may have done in the past or not. So there's ways that these things can work and be a part of your statistics. Let's go to the statistics, and you can see in this day in July I was recording some things, but not today. No data today because I've not been working with this tool that often. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing, come back to the main screen. Okay. I hope that was of some value to you, and I look forward to seeing you again for the next episode of the AT Show. See, I've forgotten which show I'm in already. It's been a long day, and hopefully see you all again next Monday at the right time of, well, actually not next Monday, I'm on holiday, but the Monday afterwards I will put another Tech AT Show out. Okay, goodbye. See you next time.